Do Hindus worship idols? People love to ask that, but what if I told you every religion does something similar? Stay till the end. Let's be honest. To someone outside, it looks weird. Statues with 10 arms, faces painted blue, people bowing, offering flowers, ringing bells. So they ask, do Hindus worship idols? And for years, I did not know how to answer. But here's the truth. We don't worship the statue. We use it to focus. Let me take you back. Long before people built temples, long before gods had names or faces, people felt something. Call it spirit, energy, life. They saw it in trees, rivers, fire, sky. It was everywhere. You didn't need to believe. You could just feel it. But there was a problem. The human mind forgets. It gets distracted. It loses focus. And something invisible is easy to ignore. So they asked a simple question. How do you connect to what you can't see? And the answer was just as simple. Give it a form. The Hindus called the form a Murti. It helps the mind connect to what we can't see. Think about it. The human mind needs something to look at. That's just how we're built. So instead of closing our eyes and imagining forever, we give the mind a form. It's not God. It's just a way for Hindus to speak to God. Like a whiteboard helps you think, or like how a photo reminds you of someone you love. You don't worship the photo, but it helps you feel close. A Murti isn't just a statue. It's a tool, a bridge, a doorway. But still, the question arises, where did these forms even come from? Who decided Ganesha has an elephant head? Why does Kali stick out her tongue? Why are some gods peaceful and others terrifying? The answer goes back to the rishis. They were the holy men of India, the ones who didn't just pray, they searched, not outside, but inward, through deep, intense meditation, and not for minutes, but for years. They studied the mind. They studied energy. They watched how different forces moved through breath, through emotion. And during meditation, the sages didn't imagine gods in the sky. They paid attention to what they felt inside. They experienced certain states, stillness, strength, chaos. They started noticing these weren't random emotions. They were recurring patterns, each with its own feeling, energy, and impact. So they gave each pattern a name. And then they asked, what would that energy look like if it had a body? What pose would it stand in? What symbols would it hold? What would its face say without speaking? That's how the first Murti designs were born. Not out of imagination, but by turning real experiences into something we could see. They translated those energies into form. They gave them names, and eventually shapes, but not random ones. Each Murti was designed with precision. They used exact shapes and measurements to design the forms. The rishis understood something long before psychology did. The mind responds to shape, the heart responds to posture, and the soul responds to meaning. Each shape meant something. Each posture triggered something. Even the smallest detail was there to activate the mind, to pull you out of distraction and into devotion. These were never just statues. They were maps for awakening the divine inside you. The Murti becomes a living symbol. And before anyone gets too confident saying, well, my religion doesn't do that, let's pause. Sorry to bother you. If you're enjoying this story and want to explore more sacred symbols and untold truths, subscribe now and check out our website, sacredstoriesunpacked.com. We've got unique accessories and deeper insights into Hinduism you won't find anywhere else. Let's look again. In Islam, millions of Muslims face the Kaaba when they pray, a sacred black structure in Mecca wrapped in mystery and meaning. Circled 7 times, it's kissed, touched. They say, we don't worship it, and that's true. But they still face it. People still cry in front of it, overwhelmed by emotion. Still treat it as sacred. Why? Because the form helps focus. The symbol anchors the sacred. The Kaaba is not God, but it reminds them where to look. Sound familiar? That's exactly what a Murti does. In Catholic churches, you'll see statues, too, of Jesus, of Mary, of saints, candles lit, hands folded, tears falling on carved feet. But again, they'll say, we don't worship the statue. They're right, but the form helps focus, because deep down, every religion knows. Sometimes the formless needs a form, so our hearts know where to go.